Bill McCamley. It is September 1st. It's a Thursday, and this is your legislative update for the day. Wanted to focus today on the state budget. As many of you all already know, we are in a really bad situation in the state right now. We cut taxes over the last 10 or 12 years on income taxes and capital gains taxes and corporations, and therefore we rely really heavily on oil and gas revenues to fund all the state programs like schools and cops and roads and that sort of thing. And when the price of oil is low, I think today it's about $43 a barrel for oil, and we had projected it to be about $50 by this time of year. It means that there is not enough money in the coffers coming in for the state to pay for all the state programs. And the governor will most likely call us and the legislature back up to Santa Fe to make further cuts to the system, because though we haven't really heard a plan by the governor on what she wants to do, she's been fairly clear that she doesn't want to raise any taxes. And so what I'm hearing from folks is there's going to be a real reticence to cut K-12 education. So people in elementary, middle school, and high schools, that's been something that people have been in the legislature have not been really willing to say this is something we're going to cut, which is good, because obviously we need that, but it also means the burden for these cuts is going to fall everywhere else, since K-12 education is about 44% of the state budget. One of the places that's probably going to fall pretty heavily on is higher education. There's an attitude that because universities can just raise tuition to make up for that they can stand those losses easier. But for instance, at New Mexico State this last year, the regents decided not to raise tuition and have been cutting in a lot of other places. So it creates a real problem. Other departments will probably get hit as well, in addition, because you just can't make this work without revenue increases and not touching K-12 education without hurting some other places. So what are some places that's likely to come down on? So veterans will probably not get programs that they need. That includes services here in Las Cruces at Community of Hope, which allowed us to get to functional zero homeless veterans. It also includes the state veterans home in Truth or Consequences, where right now you've got folks in there living at 4 veterans per room with sheets keeping them apart. I've had someone email me recently really worried about the quality of food there, that sort of thing. And if there's further cuts, those problems will just probably get worse. Disabled young people's programs. There was a really good program here in Las Cruces that helped disabled young people between the ages of 17 and 25 with basic life skills. That's probably going to get cut pretty hard. And like I was talking about earlier, the universities are going to get cut. There was talk at NMSU of cutting the surveying program, which is one of only, I believe, 7 surveying programs left in the state, or in the country, excuse me. And if that gets cut, I don't know where quality trained surveyors are going to come from. And if more cuts happen, more of these types of programs are probably going to get cut and people are going to get hurt. Just want to leave you with one thing. There was a really good editorial in the Albuquerque Journal today about values, and how when we have a situation like this, where we spend our money denotes our values. And if we decide to say, okay, we're not going to get rid of tax cuts that we did earlier, and we're going to cut programs for veterans and cut programs for disabled kids and cut programs that help us increase our ability to get jobs down the road, we're making a values judgment. And for me, I kind of get on this soapbox all the time, but the capital gains tax cut gives away $50 million a year, almost all to people that make over $200,000 a year, has created no jobs, and we won't touch that, I guess, because the governor doesn't want to. I'm big into legalizing marijuana. They raised in Colorado $72 million in direct marijuana taxes in the first 6 months of this year. And so when we refuse to look at those tax cuts for wealthy people or raising revenue through marijuana, what we're doing is making a very specific choice. We're saying our values are that we favor rich folks' bank accounts and fear of cannabis, marijuana, more than we value the lives of our veterans and the lives of our disabled kids and the lives of the people that work in universities and our ability to create a better economic situation moving forward. I can't vote for that, but that's kind of where we're at right now. So just wanted to give everyone an update on where we're at, And as always, if you have questions, comments, or concerns on these or any other issues, I'd love to hear from you. I'll let you know about the special session as soon as we know, and then we'll go into those discussions. Thanks, everyone, and I hope you have a great Thursday. Bye.